Well, that's good. That's good. I'll tell you, my neck is really sore. So like, I'm like, instead of your neck. Ridiculous.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Whoa. Hey, yay. Please, everybody, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call, please, Christy.
Sure.
Martin,
Okay. Here.
Schreiner,
Here.
Pappenfort,
Present.
Rovinsky,
Here.
Stevens,
Here.
Fontana,
Here.
Mayor Critelli,
Present.
a quorum is present.
All right. Well, now we have a consent agenda. Is there any discussion, questions, motion around?
Mr. Mayor?
Sorry, I just wanted to highlight really quick, with the support and commitment letter for the Light Tech project, it's just, incredible to see, as a city, we have the $71,000 fee reduction for water and wastewater, and we have waivers for the school siting fees, inclusionary housing fees, and open space dedication. Again, it just shows that we as a city are committed to housing as one of our priorities here. And I know we have a retreat coming up sometime soon, I assume, but, just want to highlight that and say thank you to staff for making that work for us as well.
Absolutely.
And I also will go ahead and combine and approve the consent agenda. Make a motion, yeah.
All right, we have a motion and a second made by Councilmember Martin to combine and approve the items on the consent agenda, seconded by Councilmember Pappenfort. Any further discussion?
Fontana,
Yes.
Pappenfort,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Schreiner,
Yes.
Rovinsky,
Yes.
motion passed.
All right, now we have citizen comment. Do we have anybody signed up? We don't. Do we have anybody that's has an aching desire to say anything to the, okay, that was taken back. All right, well, do we have anybody online? Oh, shucks. Okay, well, next time. All right, I close that, and we have proclamations declaring January 19th, 2026, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Whereas Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. devoted his life to advancing equality, social justice, and opportunity for all, and challenged all Americans to participate in the never-ending work of building a more perfect nation. And whereas Dr. King's teaching can continue to guide and inspire us in addressing challenges in our communities, and whereas the principles enshrined in the Declaration of Human Rights in 1948 empower us all, and whereas the King Holiday and Service Act enacted in 1994 designated the King Holiday as a national day of volunteer service, and since then, millions of Americans have been inspired by the life and work of Dr. King to serve their neighbors and communities. And whereas serving others on the King Holiday is an appropriate way to honor Dr. King, meet local and national needs, bring our citizens together, and strengthen our communities and nation. And whereas the King Day of Service is the only federal holiday commemorated as a national day of service and offers an opportunity for Americans to give back to their communities on the holiday and make it an ongoing commitment to service throughout the year. Now, therefore, the Salida City Council does hereby proclaim January 19th, 2026 as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the city of Salida, and further encourages all Salidans to participate in a day of service in tribute to the life and works of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, and now we have a new hotel and restaurant liquor license for Lago Trattoria LLC, DBA Lago Trattoria at 148 West First Street. This is a public hearing before the city council, sitting as now we are morphing into the Salida Local Liquor Licensing Authority. And before the hearings, Although the authority is acting as a judge of this case, I note for the applicant and members of the public that strict rules of evidence do not apply. Any evidence that is relevant to the matter at hand may be considered by this authority. It is then up to each member of the authority to determine the credibility and weight of all such evidence as it relates to their decision. And as chair, I may limit testimony or evidence if I determine it to be irrelevant, repetitive, or cumulative. So that's the order of the hearing, and this authority will accept the preliminary investigation and findings of the clerk.
Thank you. So Robbie Ballinger submitted a new hotel restaurant liquor license application for the Lago Trattoria at 148 West First. He submitted it on November 20th, 2025. We posted the notice of public hearing in the Mountain Mail on November 25th. And the premises was posted on December 23rd, meeting the 10-day requirement there. Individual history records and CBI, Colorado Bureau of Investigation, background checks have been reviewed by staff and all come back great. We will schedule the police and fire inspections if their license is approved by you all. Staff is recommending approval of the license. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay. Oh, well, and I guess if you, if there are no, or are there questions? I'm not getting ahead of myself. Then the applicant can present an opening statement if that is, you know, desirable, yeah. If that's something that somebody. Okay. I guess my only question would be, it's Italian food? Is that what it is? Okay, cool. I really need this to pass. It's been a long time. I've been counting the days since Ferraro's. Okay, well then there's nothing really to rebut there. Anything that council would like to ask of the applicant other than my clarifying question?
This is a public hearing, so you will have to.
Yeah, I'm going through the
Worksheet.
Yep, going through it. Any party of interest, anybody who wants to cross-examine? That would be an interesting move. I guess because we don't have a Greek restaurant either. Let's see. Applicant can have a rebuttal. Okay, so we're at the hearing. Anybody signed up? Not seeing any names on that piece of paper.
Any of those pages.
Is there anybody online?
Not with their hand raised.
Okay. All right. Well, there's nothing to rebut. Nothing really was said. Nothing needs to be covered before I close. Unless somebody has something that popped up into their head. Okay, well, I will close this hearing and offer up, hold on here. Yeah. Any further discussion from council now is your time to do so.
Can't wait.
Yes.
Manja, yes. That's all I had. Well, any motions?
I move to approve a new hotel and restaurant liquor license request for Lago Trattoria at 148 West First Street.
Second.
Okay, there was a motion by Councilmember Martin, seconded by Councilmember Schreiner to approve the new hotel and restaurant liquor license for Lago Trattoria, I think, maybe, LLC.
Are we all saying it right?
Of course, Critelli's gonna pronounce it correct, though.
Just a little bit of music in it. Any further discussion?
Stevens,
Yes.
Ravinsky,
Yes.
Pappenford,
Yes.
Schreiner,
Yes.
Fontana,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Motion passed.
Awesome, can't wait. Yay. Limoncello, I imagine. Sorry, no more questions. All right, up next for new business, or moving on to new business. Ordinance 2026-04, an emergency ordinance of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving an option to ground lease real property located at Scott Street, Salida, Colorado, for the East Side Senior Living Apartments from the City of Salida to North Point Development Corporation and declaring an emergency. This is a public hearing.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council. You know how us planning people like to have our presentations, so here we go. All right, so tonight we are reviewing the option to ground lease. This is to North Point Development. So a little bit of background. This is for the project we all know pretty well at this point, I think, but we'll go over some background information anyways. So over here at 507 Scott Street, behind the fire station, an affordable senior multifamily project is required on this property per Chaffa, who helped us to fund the purchase of the land. And an option to ground lease is also required for the LIHTC application, as we've discussed before at concept meetings and during all the annexation process. The whole purpose of this is to apply for this 9% low-income tax credit application in this February. So next month it's coming up. And the part of the application requirement is that North Point Development Corporation in DC can show that they have site control of the property, meaning that they have the ability to develop on it. One thing that I do want to point out with the application, or sorry, with the option, is that this is an option to ground lease. So this isn't just an outright lease to North Point. Once North Point is awarded the LIHTC application grant, the 9%, that is when they can exercise the option. We also have worked extensively with our attorney team, North Point's attorney team, on this option and ground lease. It's been in the works for several months now. So really happy to get towards the end. That said, this is an emergency ordinance because it has to be effective by February 1st. So it's too late now to have a first reading and a second. So that's why it's an emergency. That's spelled out in the ordinance as well. And let's see. Last slide is just kind of showing you guys the latest site plan and future subdivision. So on the left-hand side, we have the park property, and on the right-hand side, we have the apartment property. That is what the ground lease is for, is that apartment property. And right now, just because I know you guys are probably curious, the subdivision shows about just over an acre park area and then just over an acre and a half of apartment property. Last thing I want to say about the option to ground lease is one of the things that we kind of went over with the applicant team, well, North Point and our attorneys, was the lease term, and we've landed on the 40-year lease term. And I know there was quite a bit of discussion about that, but that is what is in the current option to ground lease. We also have Jake Victor here tonight with us from North Point, and he can come say a few words if he would like to add on to anything, but he's representing that team this evening.
Yeah, there is a part for the applicant to say something, so it's totally, yeah, I mean, yeah, there is a part and it's right now.
Well, perfect timing. Good evening, everybody. Just got to meet you all in person and really excited to be here in person in front of you all for the first time. I want to take a moment, as this seems like a great opportunity, to just thank Kristen and Bill and Christy and the whole City of Salida staff for their work on this project and working with our team. You all only get to see certain parts of this as we go through the process, but there has been a lot of time, energy, and just commitment from everybody across the board involved with this project to moving this forward. We're honored to have been selected as the development partner for the City of Salida. We're really excited to get our application in on February 2nd and are counting down the days. We are very close. There's still a lot of work to get done, but I think we've made tremendous progress on the project from where we initially started and where we're at today. We're really excited about kind of everything that we've put together from a programmatic standpoint. I spent the last 2 or 3 hours stopping in local businesses and chatting with managers of different groups in town about what we're working on and getting letters of support from them. And there's just a lot of excitement. And all I keep hearing, and I think it's important for you all to hear, is just the need for affordable housing for seniors in this community. It's great when we get market studies done and housing needs assessments done, but actually talking with these folks above and beyond the 60 residents we met with in planning this project is really just eye-opening, and it's really exciting. So thank you for having me. If there's any questions, I think there's maybe a section for that too.
Yeah, it'll be after the public comment, but I don't see, is there anybody online? Anybody? Nobody's written anything. So yeah, I guess if there's nobody speaking, then nothing to rebut, then we can ask questions.
And we do have Kyle Mead with ShopWorks online and Steve Cordova with Total Concept online as well.
Great.
I believe. I can't see, but
I see Kyle.
And Steve's under attendees.
awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, any questions, anything from the council?
I do.
Yeah.
When you went in to talk to some local businesses,
Yeah.
as you had said, did you go downtown? What were they, what were
Oh,
their thoughts on?
On what we're planning?
Yeah.
I think everyone's just really excited across the board.
Some of them were familiar with you.
Yeah, I'd
at
say
this,
half
and
about.
some weren't.
Yeah, I'd say about 50-50. Is kind of interesting. Some were like, yeah, we saw it in Facebook. We saw it here from the public notices. But we've done, 2 neighborhood meetings. I will say that the amount of community engagement and the amount of work and effort that we've put into getting to this point is fairly atypical for a tax credit application because, these are incredibly competitive. And I think that's going to just speak volumes. And that none of that was possible without your staff. So,
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I think
Absolutely.
that's important, not just for the neighborhood, but to expand that into the businesses and the people that work for those businesses, the people that live there.
absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really exciting programming things that we've been able to put together too, like Collegiate Peak Banks is going to do some financial education classes on site. The list of folks that want to be involved with this project and programming for seniors and interacting with our residents is just really exciting and just really cool how that's all come together.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the dark cloud of doom, but I do have a less than upbeat question to ask. Is there a plan B or a contingency, not all the things we want planned should this LIHTC money not materialize?
I mean, that's an important question. I appreciate you raising that, especially because there may be some council members not familiar with the tax credit program. So it is very competitive. Right now, I'm expecting it to be oversubscribed about 3 or 4 to 1. We are competing with probably 6 or 7 other rural communities alone for this funding. If we don't get it this year, the agreement that I have, that North Point has with the city, is to reapply the following year. That's really the only alternative, unfortunately, so it does delay everything by a year. With that said, we've put a lot of time and thought and energy into making sure this is a pretty stellar project and pretty ready to go and ready to proceed, and that the community's excited about it. There's a whole list of things that are working for this project that I do think John is going to be pretty excited about, including the fact that this is the first senior low-income housing tax credit project in Salida and in Chaffey County.
Yeah, I think that the intergenerational programming stuff that you just talked about is a big piece of that. I've worked in state and federal funding and myself, so I know how competitive this is. And I think a lot of the things I've seen you all talk about throughout this have really do stand out among what I think other people are probably doing. So
Totally.
This is very good.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
And just kind of wanted to see if there was a contingency or like what it might look like if this doesn't materialize. Do we just give up, or is there some sort of thing that we pivot to.
Now, there is no giving up. The city does own the land. You all do have to build senior affordable housing on the property. So, we've given it our best efforts for this round, and we'll see what happens. We should know in May or June of this year. To the intergenerational piece, just because you brought that up, the Boys and Girls Club has also provided a letter of support, so they'll be bringing some of the children that they work with on site to interact with the seniors and attend on-site events and the such, which I think is really exciting as well.
I have a question for staff. Reading through the ground lease, so North Point is to provide evidence or proof that they're in compliance with the performance every 3 months. I was wondering if we could get updates every 6 months for the project, and if we could maybe apply that for First and D as well, just so we know what progress is happening and we can share that with our constituents as well.
Yeah, we can manage that.
Thank you.
Yeah, just for the council's knowledge, there'll be 2 updates in the next probably 7 months. One will be that we've submitted the application, and the other would be if we receive
get it or
funding
not.
or not in May. Outside of that, really nothing will be happening between now and hopefully award.
Yeah, it's happening. It's gonna happen.
Do they actually award you on the timeline they say they're going to?
Yes.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, this is
Lucky.
this is probably the best run program in the
Okay.
state of Colorado, in terms of, there's a lot of deadlines that happen right after they make awards, and they kind of have to stick to those timelines. Yep.
I don't have any questions. I'm just really impressed how you guys are nailing the timeline, because I know it was tight, and you guys are crushing it.
We appreciate that, and I'll give major kudos to my architect, Kyle Mead, who's on the call as well. Him and his team have put a lot of work on the architectural side of things into getting us to this point as well, so I think that acknowledgement's necessary.
Fantastic.
Yeah, for city projects, this is warp speed for sure,
Oh, yeah.
which is great, not complaining. All right, any further questions, comments? Okay, I can close public hearing then, and that'll lead us to preliminary council discussion. Who would like to begin? Or even a call for a motion, we can skip to step 10.
I would offer a motion, move to approve 2026-04, approving an option to ground lease real property located at 507 Scott Street from the city of Salida to North Point Development II Corporation.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Motion made by Councilmember Pappenfort, seconded by Councilmember Fontana to approve 2026-04, approving an option to ground lease real property located at 507 Scott Street from the city of Salida to North Point Development II Corporation. Any further discussion?
Ravinsky,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Shriner,
Yes.
Pappenfort,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Fontana,
Yes.
motion passed.
All right, awesome. Godspeed. All right, well, we're going to take a slight detour for a resolution on public notices. So Resolution 2026-01, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, designating the place for the posting of public notices for city council meetings and other city business.
Thank you. This is going to be very quick. So we're required to designate places where we post our agendas and notices, and the city's website is what we use. If the city's website is down, we use outside the finance department, there's a big bulletin board, or just right outside here. We'll post notices and agendas if, for some reason, our website is down. But we're required by state statute to designate the place, so. We're recommending approval of Resolution 2026-01, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Questions, concerns?
Do we still provide it in person, like the agendas outside at all?
Yeah, they're out there.
Okay.
Before the meetings,
Okay.
but not 24 hours before it. I set them out there before the meetings start.
Great.
Cool. Motion? Yeah.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Resolution 2026-01, designating the place for the posting of public notice for city council meetings and other city businesses.
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Shriner on that one.
Thank you for that credit, I appreciate it.
Okay, it was a motion made by Councilmember Stevens, seconded by Councilmember Shriner by just like a hair, to approve Resolution 2026-01, designating the place for the posting of public notices for the city council meetings and other city business. Any further discussion? All right.
Papenfort,
Yes.
Shriner,
Yes.
Rovinsky,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Fontana,
Yes.
motion passed.
Awesome. All right, we're heading back to Resolution 2026-05, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving the park improvement agreement between the City of Salida and North Point Development II Corporation. Hi again.
Very much. All right, back to it. This slide looks really familiar, I'm sure, because now we're talking about the other half of the property. So a public park is also required on the same property we were talking about earlier, 507 Scott Street, per our contract with Chaffa, who helped fund the purchase of the land. Development of this park has been expected of the selected developer, North Point Development, since the request for proposal process, so this is nothing new. The purpose of this agreement, the park improvement agreement, is mostly to help us, North Point, and also Chaffa with the LIHTC application understand exactly what the minimum requirements are for North Point to develop on the park. So that's any of the improvements, things marked on the site plan here, and it also kind of helps confirm city ownership. So we will maintain ownership of both the apartment property and this property. The apartment property will be leased to North Point, and once they develop the park, we will maintain it as the city. And it also establishes some process and timeline information as far as the completion of the work. So this is just a little bit of a zoomed in. I know it's still kind of small for you guys to see, but this is our latest site plan that Jake was mentioning Kyle and his team were helping create. So this is the latest version. It's been a little bit updated since you guys saw it at the concept meeting. There are still some improvements to make. We're planning to add another access to the dog park. That's, I can't even read it on mine. Number 4, maybe?
Dog park?
9?
I can be
Okay. Vanna White.
Vanna?
I think it's number 9, dog park. We're adding a second entrance on the north side. And we're also planning to move the porta potties and potentially future restrooms north also towards Nelson Way.
Okay.
Those are some of the big changes that are pending on this site plan. The rest have been implemented already by Kyle and his team. And this is also part of the improvement agreement. So the things that are called out here are required for North Point to develop on the property. And we have about 1/3 of an acre of lawn space. Vanna, would you mind? Thank you.
Oh.
And then on the next slide, we go back to kind of that same visual as far as what the park property is and what the apartment property is, and how that will be subdivided in the future. And the last slide, I don't want you guys to focus on it too much because it is an outdated color version, but just as a reminder about how this all ties back to the whole site, and it also helps understand like a little bit more about where the grass is going, what kind of surface materials we're talking about, that sort of thing. So that's mostly it. We have Bill here too if he wants to add anything in, and Jake as well, or Kyle on the call, but that's the gist of that one. Sure.
So, for the sake of transparency, this is the most fun part of this project. And when I say fun, I really mean challenging. It's not typical that you are able to financially get a LIHTC project to work, combining a park and the apartment building. And Chaffa really cares about readiness to proceed. It is their number one evaluation criteria for projects that you submit under the tax credit program. Which is why we pushed really hard to get this park improvement agreement in place, because it identifies exactly why we're building a park as part of a LIHTC project and what that park actually needs to include. for us to proceed. Otherwise, we'd be getting questions like, well, what is the park? Why are you building this park? What needs to be built for you guys to get, permits for your apartment project? With that said, it continues to be my commitment, and this goes for the apartment building and the park, that there are funding partners who are out there who are interested in being involved in this project, but who have communicated they have no interest in discussions until we have a tax credit award in hand, going back to the fact that this is an incredibly competitive process. With that, we've put together a plan that's financially feasible, that we can go submit to Jaffa, and they won't come back to us and say, well, what is this? And we are committed to trying to find other funding sources to continue making this the greatest park in Salida. I mean, that has been my vision from day one, but actually fulfilling that is pretty challenging. It's going to take a lot more funding to come to this park. So just wanted to give you guys some of that context as well.
Thank you. Any further questions? Comments?
I appreciate the highlighting of the bathrooms nearer to the street and nearer to the residents. As we discussed the last time we talked about this, in the community meeting, it was mentioned that that was something that the folks who were surveyed as likely residents here or people who would have an interest mentioned it. And so I think it's really important too, if we're going to ask for people's input, then utilize it. And I know that's easier said than done. And this is, it makes my little heart sing a little bit to see that we made some adjustments there. So thank you guys so much for that.
Yeah, that report and that list of things that, are dreams that community members shared with us that we incorporate this, that stays at the top of Kyle and mine and Steve's list. And we review that often. And as more funding comes in or as we're going through the design process, those are heavily considered and looked at, just so you're aware of that too.
Councilmember Fontana?
So don't get me wrong, I love parks. I think parks are great, especially in Salida. I take my grandkids all the time. But I am going to ask a couple questions about the park. So with this park, as you're talking about funding coming in, when we ask for more things to go into this park, obviously it gets more expensive. Everything we ask for is a cost. So is there a way to balance that, or are we already too late to take some, I'm not trying to say take some things out, but if it is a question of if we are going to get this funding, if we remove some of this stuff going forward, do we do that as a city of Salida? I mean, is that even an option? How does that work? Are we past that stage?
Sorry, just to understand, are you saying you'd be open to removing some stuff that we're showing right now and adding it in later, contingent on identifying more funding?
I'm just asking.
Or-
I mean, I suppose I'm open to that. I'm trying to find
Gotcha.
out how it works. If there's
Yeah.
a balance. I mean, if it's of saying, yes, you get this amount of funding, but we have to cut some of these things out right now. Is that how that works? Bill, do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk I'll let Bill chime in as well, but
I don't want to cut anything out. I'm not saying
No,
that,
so-
but,
so the park has gotten expensive.
yep, I
I'll
can
just
see
be
it.
frank.
Yep,
The park's gotten expensive. And the more you add to the park at this point in time, it's kind of a game between what do you add to the apartment building, what do you add to the park. So yes, if there is the ability or willingness for the council to say, hey, we'd love to see this, but you could take it out for now, it would make an impact. Like there are more things, it would help with the financial feasibility of the project, for sure.
right, because if
It
I
would
go
allow
back-
us to submit to Jaffa an even more competitive project that is even more financially feasible.
Is that possible at this time where we stand now
I mean,
with those?
sure, you have a meeting on the 20th, like, I don't mean to kind of open a can of worms, but like,
Yeah, that, I don't mean to
Exactly
either,
the
but
thing.
you all would have
Yep.
to be in agreement on those things and.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the agreement that we have in place that's been agreed upon by the various parties now. And agreements can be amended certainly down the line, if necessary, if both parties feel like it makes sense. But the items that have been listed in the agreement in Exhibit B and based off of Exhibit C here are what we're anticipating being built should they be awarded the LIHTC award. And if there becomes certain financial challenges down the line, we certainly can have that conversation and determine whether or not it makes sense to bring back to you all to amend to potentially change some of the items here.
Yeah, so Bill, the rest of that follow-up on that is, if you go back to page, I guess, 18, I think the park is important. It needs to be there, or the picture of everything with the park property and the apartment property on there. That one, no, not that one. Just the one with the green grass and it shows both things on there, the park property and the apartment property. I think if you're gonna weigh those two things at this time, I would prefer to have the apartment property go forward and remove some of the more expensive things in the park. And then I know we always try to say we're gonna add a bathroom later, and the later hasn't come yet. I'm not trying to say that, but I think the apartment property is more of a priority than the park at this point, and I would like to have a discussion on that.
In all fairness, there is no bathroom in this park.
Yes,
We've already
right.
removed it.
So,
I think
but
it's-
that was the
This
example.
also,
So I think it's like it's kind of goes back to the Plan B thing, the question earlier on of
Yes.
like, what happens if and when we don't get the money or we don't get as much money? Because like, I don't know your experience, but my experience with federal grants is I never get the amount of money I ask for. I don't get the amount of money to cover the dream, right? You say what the dream is, and then they give you like some less than that. So my question, I think, and Suzanne's question, if I understand you correctly, is if we're asking for the dream, are we making ourselves less likely to get anything or to get enough, right?
So,
Yep,
so
exactly.
if I could respond to those
Exactly.
thoughts, I think our whole team has worked really hard to actually not make this the dream.
Okay.
And I think that should be clear. And I don't think my earlier response made that clear.
yeah, the original one had a water slide.
Right, like, yeah.
We're
I mean,
talking
pretty
dream.
much. I think our team has worked really hard to find a reasonable middle ground between, like, is there a point in even building a park if you're not gonna build a playground? In finding where a realistic, financially feasible park. There have been things in the last couple of council meetings that, Bill, you'll have to tell me, like the stubbing water to the future bathrooms, like that is expensive. That was not initially anticipated by us, and I don't know, I don't know if that made it into the park agreement or not, but there have been things like that have come up where I'm like, yes, would love to do that, let's visit that later. I don't think that's in the park agreement, though.
I don't recall if it was.
Yeah.
I mean, and it may be something that we may be able to do actually more cost effectively through the construction of the utilities and
Yeah.
road out there, but, something to be
I don't
to be
think that made it
discussed.
into the park.
Yeah, the other thing I just want to point out, I think we're trying to strike a balance here, right? We're trying to make it absolutely competitive senior LIHTC project. We're trying to also make good on the information that was given to Chaffa as far as how this was going to be developed out, this entire property, make good on the sales contract with the Granzellas,
Right.
which also required that a park be built. And bear in mind that this area of town is the most in need of open space. There's the least amount of open space per capita in the entire area. It's the least treed area that we have in any area of town. And yet it is one of the most dense, has the greatest population of families. And once this gets built, is going to be one of the greatest populations of seniors as well, all of whom will be able to enjoy this park. And we put this together collectively with all that in mind. And I think we have a really good product.
Do you, sorry.
Sorry. No, I just wanted to say this isn't the first time we've had this discussion. I mean, when it comes to our quest for green space, I mean, it was the same with Places to Age. that came up as far as, whenever it comes up that we do prioritize parks in our projects, that this always comes up as far as like, main priority, the housing, but also knowing what it looks like when there is no green space. It's
And Justin, I'll add to that, Chaffa cares about it too.
Right.
Like I think that is one defining part of this project, is that we've been able to find this reasonable middle ground in this realistic park that can fit into the project. And I think Chaffa is going to look at it and be like, wow, we don't see a lot of teams able to pull that off. That's a really cool reason for why we should fund this project.
Like bottom line, do you feel like with this park as it is right in this drawing, is that a competitive application or does something need to change?
No, I feel pretty comfortable with it. And honestly, I'll look, Kyle, if you're there as well, I mean, I'd love your perspective too. If there's been any, other concerns you've had with the park. But from my perspective, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'd say that, one of the things that I think we've been able to do is to work closely with Bill and Kristen and also Public Works to figure out how to manage financial risk to the project. And, for example, the construction of Nelson Way, we've been able to reach agreements with the Public Works folks about how to kind of manage cost and manage risk relative to the street so that we could be a little bit freer with the design of the park. And I will also say that, we have dialed the park back and as well planned and designed, I think as our landscape architect has come up with a plan for the park. I don't think that it is, I don't think that the design is complex to a point that it's made us cost prohibitive or anything like that. I think that what we have is a really compelling and competitive project.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you. That pretty much answered my question.
I think that was an important point and question you brought up, though. So thank you.
The cut expenses,
Yeah.
if we have
It's
to,
it's a good thought.
there.
Yeah, I think we've already done that, so.
Perfect, thank you.
My question is, I feel so much smaller than that. That was great. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for looking out for that. Thank you. But I was curious, so I know that we have about a year warranty with any of the equipment that is put on for the park. I'm curious if we can wait until, we put in any of the playground equipment and structures until we've obtained the CO, just so that kids are not going to want to go play over there if there's still construction going on. And we can just get the most use out of it before that warranty expires.
Yeah, I don't have the agreement in front of me, but that's how it would work.
Okay, great.
We give a 1-year warranty because our contractor gives us a 1-year warranty. So that warranty starts upon completion of the project in CO.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome.
It
Thank
wouldn't
you.
necessarily be CO for the apartment property, but it'd be the final CO for the park.
Okay.
And I say CO.
I think another aspect that had come up that's important about the park also is Crest Academy and HEA's intention to utilize it for their
recess.
And then the extent of their participation in any of what makes the park run. It's just an interesting dynamic. I mean, maybe speaking a little bit more to
It affords a really great resource to those schools and the school district at large. Diesel has reached out to them to see if they might be interested in helping to make this happen. Thus far, we have not gotten any sort of commitments from them, but perhaps there could be further discussions as far as the long-term maintenance or other aspects go. That's to be determined, but absolutely, they're going to be one of the biggest users of this park, being right across Scott Street.
Right. Just so that was on the minds of council members too.
So how that works is if Diesel or we reach out to the school district, they could, if they were interested, they could provide possible funding or possible contribution in some way to this as an option?
Like
If
sweat
we
labor,
have a
like
good
child
relations
labor?
with them?
Anything is possible, right? That's intergovernmental agreements
hard
and
enough.
MOUs, and we've seen wild things. At this point, the school district is not interested in contributing.
They're interested in a free park for recess.
Yeah, it's similar. To be fair, it would be difficult for the city of Salida to take over management of something that we didn't own. We would not be really interested in doing that. We wouldn't really be interested in contributing. The only example that we have is the dog park. That we don't own that property, we manage it, we take care of it, it's a community asset, but ultimately liability, we have a pretty extensive MOU with the school district for that, but it is pretty hard, and we can reach out, we can always ask. We have a lot of agreements with a lot of organizations. In this case, and it hasn't been thoroughly vetted, like we haven't beaten down the door, which we normally do. I've just done the shot across the bow and kind of got the not something we're interested in, but as it becomes more and more of a reality, the conversation
Or if
evolves.
you could approach it as kind of like a extracurricular, for the school, maybe you could provide some kind of teach them to maintain a lawnmower.
I've tried that. We've had high schoolers work.
Change
I
some
mean,
spark
like
plugs
clubs
and
though, gardening
carburetors,
club or
And then they get to
something.
use the park because they maintain.
Got little hands for clearing out the things that's clogging the works.
I'll let the city coordinate that one.
All right, any other comments? Or even a motion would be.
Keep the creative solutions coming, though.
Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Resolution 2026-05, approving the park improvement agreement between the City of Salida and North Point Development Corporation.
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna give that to Pappenfort just because.
Sorry, girl, you've been rejected twice.
That's a motion made by Councilmember Fontana, seconded by Councilmember Pappenfort, to approve Resolution 2026-05, approving the park improvement agreement between the City of Salida and North Point Development Corporation. Any further discussion?
Schreiner,
Yes.
Yes.
Rovinsky, Stevens,
Yes.
Happenfort,
Yes.
Montana,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
motion passed.
Right, we're moving on to thank you, everybody. Moving on to Resolution 2026-06, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving citizens' appointments to the Sustainability Committee pursuant to Section 2-18-10 of the Salida Municipal Code.
All right, good evening, Council. As you guys know, we have a wonderful sustainability committee, and one of the terms for our committee members is up January, I think, 2nd of 2026, and she requested that we reappoint her. We really value her. She is currently our chair, so we would like to recommend her reappointment for 2 years.
Awesome.
Right.
Sustainability.
That sounds great.
No, I think it's Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Do you know?
Well, I do know Mel from a different board that I sat on, and yeah, she does great work. She sat on.
Mel's on the Alliance Board,
Yeah.
and she's fabulous. Strongly recommend.
Oh.
I move, Mr. Mayor, I move to approve Resolution 2026-06 and a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving citizen appointments to the Sustainability Committee pursuant to Section 2-18-10 of the Salida Municipal Code.
Second.
Okay. Don't we have to
Did I do it
name
right?
them?
Yeah, you can, I think you can include in there that you appoint Melanie Gade.
Do I need to do that?
Read that.
Like the bottom.
Yeah, it's really
Okay, the
the,
City Council hereby appoints Melanie Gade as a 2-year member of the Salida Sustainability Committee, term to expire January 1, 2028.
Is there a second?
again, then?
Cool.
Third.
All right, we got a lot of motion there from Councilmember Schreiner.
I'm new.
No, it's good. Seconded by Councilmember Stevens I'm just going to go with appointing Melanie Gade as a 2-year member of the Salida Sustainability Committee, term to expire January 1st, 2028. Any further discussion?
Fontana,
Yes.
Rovinsky,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Schreiner,
Yes.
Pappenfort,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
motion passed.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right.
Thank
and-
you guys, and I'm here again.
Oh, you're still here?
Still here.
I
know you guys-
Where's my tree board at?
Yeah,
That's sustainable.
it
All
is.
right.
We love trees.
Moving on to Resolution 2026-07, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving citizen appointments to the Tree Board pursuant to Section 2-12-10 of the Salida Municipal Code. Hello again.
Hello. I'm here also with my other hat, the tree board. And we have a wonderful tree board. We requested at the last couple meetings if they would like to be reappointed. And they all came back with a resounding yes. So the members recommended for appointment are Marilyn Moore, Michelle Putz, Joseph Bartles, and Chris Chastaski. And I'm here for any questions.
My only question is, are they like alternating terms or are they all up at the same?
They are all up at the same time.
Wow, we could like just
We could
have
fix-
no board overnight if they all decided they didn't want it.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
that is true.
The whole board? Or is that?
All 4 members are, our current board. So our wonderful attorneys will be having just an updated conversation with all of our boards and committees. And with that, I think will come some recommendations on the size of the board and committee. But as of right now, that is the size of our tree board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank them for doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's add one.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. We're a Tree City for how many years?
Marilyn's going to kill me for not knowing this off the top of my head. Oh.
Her job.
It's a while. Let's just say it's impressive. It's an
double
impressive amount of
digits.
years.
Double digits.
Definitely double digits.
All right. Any
Motion.
discussion?
Discussion.
I got made fun of last time, so
I know.
I move to approve Resolution 2026-07 and a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving citizen appointments to the Tree Board pursuant to Section 2-12-10 of the Salida Municipal Code. And the City Council hereby appoints Marilyn Moore, Michelle Putz, Joseph Bartels, and Chris Chastaski as 2-year members of the Salida Tree Board, term to expire January 1st, 2028.
second.
Okay. I got a motion by Councilmember Martin, seconded by Councilmember Stevens.
I get that one?
To approve Resolution 2026-07, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Salida, Colorado, approving citizen appointments to the Tree Board pursuant of Section 2-12-10 of the Salida Municipal Code, hereby appointing Marilyn Moore, Michelle Putz, Joseph Bartels, and Chris Chastaski as 2-year members of the Salida Tree Board, term to expire January 1st, 2028. Any further discussion?
Stevens,
Yes.
Schreiner,
Yes.
Rovinsky,
Yes.
Fontana,
Yes.
Pappenfort,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
motion passed.
Right, we are moving on to reports. Yay. Okay, we got Councilmember Ravinsky.
Nothing for me tonight.
Okay, Councilmember Fontana.
Yes. I have a couple things. We haven't had a Greater Recreation Board meeting since my last report, but as I drive by there and ride my bike by there, there are so many people golfing right now. I just want you to know that it is still open for golf, and that is what it is. It is a golf course, so please, I mean, it's supposed to go cold weather coming up, but please go out and play. Maybe like tomorrow. Because
Are we
it's
getting a
supposed
storm
to,
after
yes. I forgot. Yes, we are.
All right.
Hopefully we're getting a storm.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful out there, so go out and play golf. No finance committee meeting last month. We will have another one coming up in 2 weeks. So there's a couple things I wanted to say. I was not able to go to the Heart Drop. Wanted to say thank you because I have heard, I see lots of people during the day, every single person in this community that went down there, local and not, that we have heard chatter about at our, at ACE has said thank you to Arts and Culture, to the fire department, to Public Works, to every single department in the city, and they've all said thank you, and it's been very positive. But in saying that, I want to make sure that everyone knows how that is partially funded. I know there was a big sponsor, just us? Oh, well, perfect, that makes it even better.
We are the big sponsor.
More important point is that that is funded by our sales tax dollars. Those sales tax dollars are funded by shopping locally. So that's my big rant. I always try to touch on that. Please shop local. Your sales tax stays local that way. It employs people who work at local businesses. Your dollars just go in a big circle that way. A lot of the businesses are going into their slow season right now. So that slow season, let's support them. Go out to eat once a week. Go to your retail businesses, go to your retail shops. I mean, spend your money locally if at all possible. And I know we all have to live on a budget, the same thing where we up here as city council has to live on a budget. But if you're thinking about doing anything, take a vacation in Salida. Just look at it like that. You know, we have a lot of places to vacation here. That's why people come here. So that's my thing I try to touch on every time is shop local. People downtown need you, people on the highway need you, and everywhere in between. There's a lot of new businesses out towards Two Rivers in that area. It's beautiful over there. Go somewhere new and take a small vacation in Salida. So that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you, thank you. Councilmember Martin.
Happy New Year, and thank you.
Councilmember Pappenfort.
The CHA, the Housing Authority, we're meeting Thursday, well, the Finance Committee is, and then the board meeting will follow that. And then I have not yet been to the first, what's it called? The PAC Board.
Public Arts Commission.
Yeah, there you go.
right.
That's coming up, I think, in 2 weeks, but it's all on the calendar, and I'll be there. And the Heart Drop loved it. You know, great crowd. Oh my gosh, there were so many people out. It was almost enough people to keep me warm. It was terrific.
Thank you. All right, Councilmember Schreiner.
Also went to the Heart Drop, was fun. Very excited to have a place to wear a fancy, sparkly outfit, so that was a lot of fun. I asked Diesel if he'll let me MC next year, so I just said it publicly, so it's happening. I'll co-MC, that's fine. I'm a great co-host. Yeah, I'm a great co-host. It's totally fine. It was a lot of fun. I'm really excited about this LIHTC project. I think this is a great opportunity. You know, it's just a really good example of how we can all come together. And, you know, everything outside of the borders of our city is very unpredictable, and surely it's unpredictable inside as well. But I just think this is a great example of us coming together to take care of our community, and there's so much value. I mean, like every time, you know, even as we're talking about what expenses may come, you can see the other side of that coin and what value this might present for us, even working with the school district or working with, you know, intergenerational programming. And this is a really good opportunity for us to really demonstrate some community and build some community. So I'm really excited about this project. I feel really privileged to be here at this exact moment to be part of it. And also I want to talk to you after about a letter of support from a separate entity with which I am involved.
If anyone else
So don't leave before I talk to you. And yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate how much you're you're really valuing what this brings to some of our more marginalized folks and people who don't have access to some of the other amenities that people in other parts of town might. So thank you for being here. Appreciate that.
Awesome. Thank you. Councilmember Stevens?
I just want to kind of echo kind of what Councilperson Fontana said about not so much the golfing. I'm not really a big golfer, but more of just the thank you to the staff for the ball drop on New Year's Eve. I was out of town, was not able to attend, but everything I saw and heard about it sounds like it was an amazing time and a good show. And then that, and yeah, this the buying local, that just drives our town, helps our town the best way that we can. So just remember to buy local, and yeah, Happy New Year, and thanks a lot.
So, thank you. Yeah, heart drop, check, that was fun. Thank you, Chief, being out there with the guys making fun of my shoes. Appreciate that. Those are my boogie shoes. Yeah, and I think we had at least, I would say, like 500 people out and about for that. So really great turnout. I look forward to continuing to do that in the future. Or just watching Councilmember Shriner do it.
Oh, no, we're in this together, bro.
Just supportively hoot and holler from behind. And a couple other things. So we are considering, it was in our consent agenda, to expand on the scope and responsibilities for the Public Arts Commission, which will be the Arts and Culture Advisory Committee. I would like for staff to consider what it would look like to add 2 extra seats to that, because in expanding the scope of it not just being public art, that does include performing arts as well, and there's a lot of interest on that realm of the art community to have a voice, be at the table. So that's something to consider. They want a seat at the table. As far as, things coming, another thing, I did want to, the question was posed to me as far as via the Producer Responsibility Act, what we plan to do with our cardboard as a city, considering that those efforts could ultimately be paid for by that that ruling. So I said I would at least ask the question out loud at a meeting and hear what maybe might be done in the future about that moving forward. Let's see. Things coming up in the future. I've got, the Montessori Open House, that giant Montessori building, will be this Friday from 10 to 12. It looks awesome, and look forward to at least peeping in for, during a lunch hour. And seeing what it looks like. And then I also, on Thursday, the 15th, is the big Mayor's Summit, which I'm gonna be going to, and that'll be in Denver. Yeah, I'll let you know what they're talking about, what the big mayors are talking about, and then let them know that we're here too. Because sometimes they forget. Everything's front range to them. Yep. Other than that, that's all I have. Attorney report.
Happy New Year, everybody. I don't have much of a report. Speaking of people that forget us, the legislature convenes here pretty quick. And once again, they don't have any money. So when they don't have any money, the way they avoid a state fiscal impact is they legislate and tell us what to do. So we'll be watching real closely again this year for gifts from the East.
Hey.
We call those unfunded mandates, yeah.
Right. All right. Treasurer report.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Really, I just want to take a second and welcome Councilmember Shriner to the Finance Committee, and then also thank Councilmember Fontana for continued service on the Finance Committee. we will be kicking off the Finance Committee meetings a little bit later this month, and look forward to getting some planning in place for the upcoming year. That's the end of my report.
Great, thank you. Department updates?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. So I was at the Heart Drop and it was fabulous. Really appreciate all of the time, effort, and energy that our staff puts into putting on events that are on holidays. And so I do appreciate that. Do you want to correct the record? Councilmember Fontana, High Country Bank did sponsor for $2,500. They were just so sneaky about it that, I apologize for that.
I thought it was High Country Bank.
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
know,
thank
and they did last year, and I apologize. So yes, they did, and we appreciate all of the sponsorship and support that High Country Bank gives the city of Salida. Mr. Mayor, just want to follow up and confirm a couple things with you so that we as staff know. So we can amend the ordinance and add 2 more seats, which will increase it to, I believe, 9, 2 from the county, and then 7 from the city of Salida, and outline having the performing arts included, and that would come before council on the 20th for second reading and public hearing.
Cool, I think that's fair. I didn't hear anybody yell at me when I said it, so I
I
think.
just want to make sure.
I disagree. I think that 9 people on a board is too many.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious if these people have applied before, like the ones who
Prior
are interested.
to this, it was only public art, so the
We only have visual
limit,
artists.
it was very narrow in focus, so
And
we
9
can.
is a number that is not, I didn't just make that up, that is in writing as far as other commissions of capacity. 9 seems to be a magic number that.
It is too big.
I would love that kind of involvement. We are really always hard pressed to find people to join committees, especially ones that are voluntary and are under public scrutiny. So if they want it, I am all about that. We love public service on this council because we do it.
And I think that expanding the definition or the understanding of what we mean when we say art is very important here, especially if by changing this definition, we have that opportunity to do so now. So,
it's a huge scope.
9 is a lot of people. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of cats to herd. And, there's 2 sides to that coin, I guess, is.
Is there a way that we could have that be changed and have their first couple meetings and then see if we should add somebody? Or do you just add 2 people, like you're saying? 9 is a lot.
It's a lot of people.
I guess that discussion can definitely happen if, now that I'm being yelled at.
Do we
I still want to
sorry for
discuss, I
confirming.
still want it for further discussion.
Can they decide? Does it have to be us? Do we have to tell them how many people, or is that something that they?
I would at the very least like it in a meeting clearly stated as to all of the things that are being said. I think then you'll have those members of the arts community that are now interested because it now includes them in that scope. And then you can explain it to them so I don't have to.
Or I'll relent and just add the 2.
No, I mean, it's not like we're deciding. It's just on the table for discussion at the next meeting. It's not like it's being decided in this report.
Will be a second reading.
Yeah. And then we can, clearly state then how we feel. I mean,
The ordinance can be written to say up to 9 members so that we're not looking for
Requiring
9 members. So we have that in other parts of the municipal code. So we could say up to 9 members.
I just wanted to
So,
give.
yeah.
Let's do that.
It's,
I like that.
Do we
Up to
require a county seat for the Prost board? The way that we require 2?
A county seat?
no, I don't believe so. I'm looking at Diesel. I don't believe, okay. Prost, I know that because it's parks, recreation, open space, and trails, we look for people from each of those interest groups. So that's what we were trying to do with the arts and culture, is that there are various interest groups that are engaged in the arts and cultural scene in Salida. And so, that's I believe on the Sustainability Committee, we have a space for a county representative, so it's not unheard of in the makeup of our boards and commissions that we identify a seat for a youth participant or a
Like, yeah,
county. Yep,
sustainability.
so that,
Okay, I was kind of, I don't know. A county person may have some thoughts about like connectivity for Salida, like if we had that on the post board. But,
I've always kind of looked at opening it up to county is because, again, finding people to actually sign up
Fill
for these.
seats?
It's
Okay.
usually just like, hey, let's open it up to the county and see if anybody who lives just outside of city limits
okay.
can be involved. But
Well, and if it's not a
ordinance for the
requirement, I'm not gonna push for it. I was just curious if we did have a county seat.
I like having it open.
Yeah, I mean-
You know,
Yeah.
rather than you have to be in
Right.
Salida.
Yeah,
because
can you go to
all
the-
artists are not in
Right.
Salida.
right, and they could
Same
live.
for people
They
with
could live across the street.
recreational-
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So to allow that.
Membership.
yeah.
We're gonna get
Okay.
7 guys.
We're almost there.
We're working on
drop
it.
the
sorry,
mic on
I
us.
just wanted to confirm.
There's no residency requirements for the prost.
Okay,
7 members,
City
no
limit.
residency requirement.
so they
Oh,
could be
okay.
from the county.
They can.
It's not
Yes.
outlined here where it says 2 county residents.
It's not like explicitly
Clear.
stated.
Correct. So the prost just says it will consist of 7 members appointed by city council.
Can you recall conversation with arts and culture staff as to why the 2 county residents were identified within this?
This is a holdover from the previous code, so
Okay.
No,
Thank
I
you.
can't.
Okay.
And we can also just take that away and make it the same, up to 9 members appointed by council.
Love it.
Yeah,
Up to 9 members appointed by council, 2 are not reserved for the county, but county residents could apply if,
yeah.
and this
And no
council
residents
would be appointing them. Okay, thank you for allowing me to clarify what you're.
Geez, guys, speak up if I'm saying something you don't like next time. Really thought I got approval there.
Also, I just want to understand, Mayor Critelli, when you are talking about the Extended Producer Responsibility Act and you're bringing up city cardboard, what do you mean, city organization cardboard that we have, or the city community produces a lot of cardboards because we get a lot of stuff delivered?
No, I think it was, as it was presented to us, I remember the presentation was like any effort of like removal, transportation to recycling being paid for through that.
Okay.
There are.
But
like,
not
pursuing-
city organization, we produce a lot of cardboard.
Oh,
and
no,
wanna-
I wasn't just calling you out on
Again,
that.
well, you didn't make eye contact, so I
know,
was very concerned.
I was looking at the sustainability. I didn't know if it was already,
I just,
next time I'll make sure I make eye contact with everybody.
I just wanted to, I want to make sure that we're bringing you the information that you're.
Somebody likes to get Amazon delivered to the workplace.
Okay.
Not gonna call anybody by
Shop
name.
local,
We
you
will
don't have
have,
cardboard.
exactly.
Very true.
We will have EPR information available as
Sarah
that.
has
or
information.
Sarah's going to do it now.
Was that screen made?
There you go.
Make things as efficient as possible. I'm making eye contact with Mayor Critelli right now as I let him know.
God, I'll never say anything again. I'm just kidding. Like, yeah, I like heart drop. See you later.
So, yes, with EPR, there is the possibility for there to be a public cardboard drop-off site. The way that EPR is working right now is that it would be prioritized residential recycling reimbursement first. And then as it goes, then it would be municipal and governmental. And so, we have a wonderful partnership with the county. Julie Mock is our sustainability contractor, and she's going to be presenting later this month. And so we can talk a little bit more about the EPR timeline. So the possibility is there. It's just not going to be rolled out as quickly as the residential recycling will.
Okay.
Yep.
That's really good information. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you very much. Last but not least. Okay. As you all may have noticed over the last few months, Chaffey County has reorganized the Chaffey County Visitors Bureau into the Chaffey County Destination Management Council, or DMC for short.
They recently went through an RFP process to identify a new kind of director of operations, and they have entered into an agreement with Destination IQ to provide those services. So along with that change in name and director is kind of the way the council will be working and the members of the council. So the commissioners passed a resolution today to establish the DMC and to kind of set up what the council will look like. So it will now have 11 voting members representing tourism, lodging-related businesses, Chamber of Commerce, regional economic development organizations, and local governments from each jurisdiction where lodging tax is collected, which obviously includes the city of Salida. The members will be appointed, or we will designate our representative to the commissioners with staggered 3-year terms. So staff's currently recommending Sarah Law as the city's representative. She's been attending all of the Visitors Bureau meetings and has really taken on the lead of representing the city in this activity. So their primary responsibilities will be to advise on the use of lodging tax revenues for tourism, advertising, marketing, supporting sustainable tourism growth, aligning tourism strategies with municipal and county goals, and ensuring tourism efforts protect the quality of life here and for our community and our residents. So wanted to share that with you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about Sarah being the Salida representative, please let me know. We will certainly be bringing forward reports on a continuous basis to you and ensure that we are aligning the city's goals of tourism, responsible tourism, with what will be taking place at the county level.
That'll be great.
What was the
I
thing
think
you
so.
said? A destination?
Destination
IQ.
Management Council.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Destination IQ is the
Oh,
consulting firm that was hired.
Okay, cool.
And Sarah wants to do it.
She does.
Okay.
She wants to run DMC.
She wasn't voluntold. Not voluntold to do this. That's true.
Voluntold.
In fact, I was gonna reach out to all of you and she said, no.
Okay.
No.
No need.
No.
Awesome. All right, that's
And that
it.
is all I have. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
well then, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Bye. Be careful.
Aaron's really opposed.
Found out.
It's like, I love not getting cold dinner. Late cold dinner on a
So in
Tuesday
addition
night.
to this, I have many other jobs.